everybody, welcome to Totem Pole, and you're watching episode 4. I am co-host Sigma, and this is my partner in crime, survivor of multiple strokes and heart attacks, and fellow YouTube content creator, my dad, Penguin Speaks.
Hey everybody, I'm here. I'm still alive. Well, whether that amounts for anything or not, I don't freaking know, don't care.
Well, it's just, everything has, tried to kill you, but
You know what, you're right.
It's a lot of things, but somehow you're still alive.
If I, let me put you over on the camera here. And, okay, if I am so glad that cell phones did not exist when I was younger. Because, some of the stuff that I did, my parents would have killed me.
If they found out.
Yeah, it's funny, but not funny.
But it's funny.
All right, so this has been an interesting week, to say the least. There's my fan remote. No, I just have been looking for that since the war. The big one.
This is the big one.
All right. I'm going to be a little off kilter this morning, and I'm going to admit that because normally we record in the evening, anywhere between 6 and 10 o'clock at night, and it is, what time? It's 10:22 in the morning. 10:22 in the morning. So, yeah, I'm trying to get organized here.
Yeah.
I'm going to get off screen. You may hear me, but I'm going to let, Sigma kind of take over here.
Okay, this is going to be interesting. So, yeah, the week we've had is very interesting, to say the least. One of the major things that happened is the king.
King Charles?
King Charles. For those you don't know, he was diagnosed with cancer.
We'll cut it there.
What?
No, he does not have cancer. All that thing said was that's how King...
No, I looked it up. He's diagnosed with cancer. Look here. King...
I'm going to pause this recording.
Charles III.
Wait a minute. This King Charles has cancer.
King Charles III has cancer.
Okay, because the thing that came out that I saw, what was his name? Who was the Queen Elizabeth's dad? Was it Richard?
I can't
George?
remember.
Richard?
George V, maybe?
George the it was a 6, I think. But the thing I read said that he, instead of dying of heart issues, he actually died of lung cancer. He had it in both lungs. And if you guys watched The Crown, in the very first episode 1 and 2 of the first season, they showed him dying and her becoming the queen, and he was coughing up blood and stuff like that, which was indication that he had lung issues. But it's kind of strange now that you're saying that King Charles has cancer. Did they say what type of cancer it has?
They haven't come out with what type of cancer it is.
Interesting.
They're saying it's not prostate.
Well, if it's not prostate and it's not pancreatic, then I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying it's better.
Yeah. No, I'm reading a news source right now. No news source is saying what. We only know it's not prostate. If not prostate, then what? I don't.
That's interesting, though.
It's just not. Saying.
But it goes to show one thing. My brother does a lot of work dealing with cancer patients, cancer research, cancer medication research. Cancer is not prejudice.
It's really not.
It'll attack anybody, doesn't matter who you are. And this just goes to show that even the monarchy is not safe from cancer. So that's kind of weird.
But
that was a big story this week. I don't have the details that I should have on it, but apparently there was a drone strike in Iraq or Iran.
it was Iran.
That killed, I think, 7 Americans. And so I guess the debate right now is, are we going to bomb Iran? I don't know.
Dang.
I mean, is 7 Americans, would that justify war with Iran?
I don't think it would. Maybe also it this is going to sound bad, but hear me out. It depends on the importance of the Americans. You know, if they were officials, yes. I mean, obviously, all people they're important, but it's like go to war against for 3 civilians getting bombed. That's now if it happened on our own turf, absolutely go to war. But if since it happened in Iran, if it's 3,
Well, if we got bombed on our own turf again,
it would be war.
yeah. I mean, but I don't know. It's hard to justify going to war for 7 lives. 700 would be a different story.
Yeah, okay. That would definitely,
I mean,
call for war.
Last time we had 31 or 3,200 people killed in 9/11. We went to work in a couple places, which I didn't understand. Let's go find Bin Laden. Let's go find Bin Laden. Bomb, 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 bomb. Let's go to Iran. Let's go to Iraq and get Saddam. Bomb, bomb, bomb. Amazingly, though, we found both of them. Both of them are dead. Saddam died by hanging from his own people, basically.
His own people.
I remember watching that video. That was kind of intense.
Yeah.
And, he's up there with a noose around his neck, and he's still talking shit. He is still, I'm going to kill you, and boom. Nope, you're not. And then I wish we had video on, they could cut out the parts where Bin Laden got shot in the face or whatever. They could edit those parts out or put the little blurry things on the screen or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, there's animations you can see on YouTube of exactly what happened, but you just don't get the feel for it, animation. I mean, I want to go and get the intensity about how they felt when the one helicopter went down and crashed, and which almost blew the whole thing because a guy put on Facebook, hey, a helicopter just crashed, But fortunately, since Saddam didn't have any outside communications, he didn't see it or didn't hear it. And that would have, I would have destroyed the whole thing. But, SEAL Team 6 went in there, they got him. Hey, wonderful. Let's see, what else is interesting? Oh, the Super Bowl coming up.
Oh, yeah.
You have the Chiefs for the AFC, or as, you have the Taylor Swift team coming up. Mm-hmm. And the NFC, you have the 49ers.
Ooh.
And that's going to bring up an interesting question.
Going to be a hell of a match.
Well, no, I don't think it is. Well, I think it should be, but I don't think it will be because I think the NFL's rigged. I think that, look, I can't show all these. I'm going to show one, but I can't show all these. Go in YouTube and watch, referee bad calls for 2023-24 season, and you're going to see probably half of them are in favor of Patrick Mahomes. It's like he's the new Tom Brady, I guess you could say. They do things in his favor. Now, I'm going to show one that it shows the referee moving the ball upon checking for getting a measurement for first down. So watch this. So as you watch this, I don't even think he got the first down. He's down. and then he sticks the ball out. I don't know. It's close. But that's not the question. Watch this. The referee actually says, okay, I don't like this spot. We're going to pick it up, and we're going to move it back foot. Now, guess what? No first down. You see what I'm saying? He moved the ball back at least a yard so that it was not a first down. And, I mean, it's just insane. But there were times when Mahomes threw a ball and looked like, man, it could be pass interference, maybe not. The play's over. Mahomes says to the back judge, man, he touched him. Flag. I mean, I don't know. I don't want. I want to think it's not rigged. I really do.
But there are too many.
But there's too many. There's too many things that add to the conspiracy that it is. There's so many things. But if you look at that, say, is the NFL rigged? And look at it on YouTube. You're going to see so many examples of bad calls that change the outcome of the game. Like, referees miss some calls. They make some calls that shouldn't have been. I get that. But when it changes the outcome of the game, that's when we got to start looking at them and saying, hey, what's going on? I mean, some of the referees being interviewed later would say, yeah, I probably missed that call, blah, blah, blah. But there was a call that was so bad in the playoffs, not the playoffs, excuse me.
Off-season.
During the regular season, this one group, and I'll have to find that, and if I find that, I will put that here. But it was so bad that the referees were, I guess you could say, suspended. They were not allowed that, because referees operate in crews. This crew will do this game, this crew will do this game. Well, this crew was not allowed to participate in any of the playoff games or Super Bowl because of how bad the officiating was in this one game. I mean, it's just simply crazy, man. And you and I were talking about something interesting. You're talking about Amelia Earhart, 80 years later. What's going on with Amelia Earhart?
Oh, okay. Allegedly, someone found her plane.
Okay.
There are sonar images of what looks to be her plane. Apparently, also someone found it in I think it was near I want to say.
It wasn't Malaysia, was it?
It's just,
because they apparently can't find planes and they lose shit over there. So,
which is weird, but but they when you look at the pictures of the thing this person found, they are nearly identical. I mean, they're so close together. You can't help but say, yeah, that's her plane. It's.
I mean, what do you think about it?
I've looked at the images and knowing, obviously, being a big history buff I am, it looks like her plane. I want to say it is. Everything inside me wants to say, this is her plane. We finally found it after 80 years. Another part of me wants to say, I want to keep it a mystery.
Why would you not want resolution for something like this, though? I mean, why would you want to keep it a mystery? I guess I feel the same way about the Kennedy conspiracy. If they came out and said, yeah, the government killed him, the FBI killed him, the CIA killed him, whoever. I mean, it would be kind of I'd be flabbergasted because I couldn't talk about the conspiracy anymore because, hey, it happened.
Yeah, it's like,
and I think someday these documents are going to become, I think there's some somewhere there's documents that of communications, talking about somebody else taking a hit on Kennedy. I just think there is.
It's exactly where where her last known location was, the Pacific Ocean. Doesn't say where. I want to say it is near like
But how do we know where? I mean, do we have the data that confirms she was over the Pacific Ocean, the last communication she had?
I'm pretty sure we do. Known location. The two last seen on July 37 in New Guinea.
Like July 37th.
I said July 37.
Oh, in 37.
In 37. It is generally presumed she and her co-pilot died somewhere in the Pacific Ocean during the circumnavigation just 3 weeks prior to her 40th birthday.
Now, hang on. She had a co-pilot? I thought she was doing this alone. That was the whole...
Apparently not.
I mean, I see, I don't know that much about it. They talked about it when I was a kid. I was probably 12, 13 the first I heard about it, which would have been, 40 years-ish. Time it happened. But I don't remember any talk of a co-pilot.
Earhart and navigator Fred Noonan disappeared over the central Pacific Ocean near the Howland Island, I should say.
So if she had a navigator in a plane, then I guess she had somebody. Because what I was going to say was, I would think when you're going flying, just like when you go fishing, you're not supposed to go fishing alone. You're not supposed to go out on the water alone. Of course, a lot of people do it just for reasons. I mean, if you're fishing alone and something happens and you fall overboard, A, you got somebody to try to help you back in the boat, but B, there's a witness to what happened. Now, that witness could have smacked you in the back of the head with an oar. That's why you fell over. Well, that's a whole different story. But it's just, I think flying, you shouldn't do that alone. There's a YouTube channel of a girl who bought a plane for cheap and got her pilot's license, and she flies. And I think one of these days we're not going to hear from her anymore because something's going to happen to her. Now, she documents everything with GoPros and stuff like that. She documents everything, but I think something's going to happen. And the only person that we're going to have to be an eyewitness is the co-pilot. I don't even want to say co-pilot, but somebody that riding with her.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I can't stand ads. Mm-hmm. I stopped getting newspapers because of ads. The what's it called? The Butler Times. When I lived up in not Butler Times, the Beaver Times. I stopped the newspaper because inside the newspaper, over half of the newspaper was ads. Okay? You remember when ads where they had a classified section and that's where you put your ad for whatever you're selling or whatever you're doing? Now you get a full page saying, hey, come see my discount furniture store where everything's marked up 1,000%. They're riddled with stuff like that. So I still get calls. I haven't had that paper in probably 4 months. I still get calls. Hey, we're running a special. Not interested. Well, can I ask why not? Your paper is riddled with ads. I can't stand ads. Well, we got to pay for the courier, the person bringing it to you. Hold on there, hotshot. The papers are now mailed. They come through the USPS. So you have no carriers. So the paper should indeed be cheaper than it was.
Yeah.
Nope, it's not.
It's like, even looking at old papers, from the 40s, yeah, that had ads. You know, there was never a moment in history where a newspaper didn't have ads, but
But hang on. No, hang on.
10 page you get an ad.
Hang on. They didn't have ads within, like, in between articles. They didn't have more ads than articles. You know, you didn't see, Tommy was a good boy. Go to page 6 because you have a full page of this store. They didn't have stuff
They didn't
like
have
that.
that. Well, it's like even because I've seen one of when the New York Times first came out. You know that in the top right corner, you'd have on one page you'd have an ad for Susie's Kitchen Appliances.
Okay.
That's it. That's all you'd have. And then the next 10 pages, you don't have that. And then on that 11th page, guess what? Another ad in the top corner where it's not distracting, but hey, it catches your eye. It's like, hey, it's right there. That looks like a cool.
Your mother and I used to throw papers for the Birmingham News. Okay. When we started doing it, the news was in the afternoon, and the Birmingham Post-Gazette was in the morning.
Yes.
We threw the afternoon newspapers, okay? Man, a week after we started, they switched it to where the Birmingham News now went in the morning, okay? So we had to start getting up at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, go throw these papers, and then go to our regular jobs, okay? Well, here's the thing. The papers we had a pager back then. Yeah, you had beepers. No, because this is back in 97, 98-ish, somewhere around there. No, actually, it was closer to 95, 96, 97. And they would beep you when they were leaving the depot. No, they would beep you when they're leaving the news facility, and they had the papers, and you would meet them at this location. And they would drop them. But here's the thing. The ads were a section of themselves. You had the newspaper, you had the ads. You had to put them together before you delivered them, okay? But that's how it was. You had 2 parts, and you had to put them together before you put them in your plastic bag or whatever you were going to do. But that was the routine. That was your ads. You know, of course, Sunday papers sometimes they had like 3 or 4 parts you had to put together because you might have, 3 or 4 sections of ads that went inside of it. And sometimes, especially with the Sunday paper, they had like, the Sunday paper was written days ahead of publication. And then you'd have this part, it's usually like the Life and Style, which contained current stuff that happened within the last 24 hours. Maybe you stuff that in the paper, roll it up, put it in a little bag, and you're good to go. But that's how it operated. But now, man, ads are just, papers are riddled with that. And I hate ads. I don't like pop-up ads. I don't like advertising. I think if you're going to do it, there's an actual subtle way to do it. And there's a respectful way to do it. Because I think giving a paper out, a newspaper or a website that has pop-ups here and there, and I will, when I go to a site, if the first thing that happens is a pop-up, guess what? I'm leaving. Don't want to be there. It could be something that's important to me, but if that's one of the first things that happens, because now they're getting smart. With my Google Chrome, I have pop-up blocker on there, but guess what? I still get pop-ups, and I don't know how they're working themselves around it. I don't know what they're doing, but it's still giving pop-ups.
It's like to me, the ads that are like the ones that are kind of just around the edge, not really a pop-up ad, but they're just around the edge, but you still have the main screen.
Right.
I'm fine with those type ones because they're not intruding on.
I feel better about those because they don't obscure your reading. But here's this. You go to a site and you have a pop-up blocker installed or whatever. It pops up, hey, our site, we need these ads to operate. please allow ads on our site. Well, I can't wait till pop-up blockers get smart and say, hey, no.
I mean,
You
so
know?
most of these ones just say continue without, enabling pop-ups or whatever.
Right. Anyway, we went off on a tangent of ads, but the SSLs for websites, man, anybody can get them.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you trust them. Now you can trust more the ones that do have a green bar at the top, because those you have to pay a couple $100 a year, for that. And if you're in the market of defrauding people and trying to get money from people, they're not going to spend that much money to get that. I understand that. Maybe that's what the goal is. Like the one I got is called a wild card. Not really sure what that means, but I don't get that green bar. I get, if you click on the thing left of the link at the top, it'll tell you that the site is secure. It has I can't remember what it looks like. Let me segue to you. You can say something, talk about something, do something.
Yeah, so let's talk about, programming languages, because they're fun. I use two different programming languages, C# and C++. Well, C++ is just... I don't like coding in it. I don't like typing it out. I just use visual scripting because I have eyeballs and I like colors. So, but I use both of them for two different softwares: Unity, which is a game engine, and Unreal Engine, which is a game engine. But C# gets on my nerves sometimes. Tell me why when I say vector3.transformed_rotation.x, it moves the y-axis. I said X, so why are you moving the y-axis? Then I put Y and it still moves the y-axis. So does the x-axis not exist according to C#, or am I doing something wrong?
I don't have an answer to that. Are you doing something wrong? I don't know. I mean, with the programming that I do, my programming combines classic ASP, Visual Basic, JavaScript, CSS, which is cascading styled sheets, and things like that. And inside of the Visual Basic is C+ or C++, whatever you want it to be. You can put all that in there. And so I'm not sure.
Yeah, programming languages are fun to learn. Unless it's C++, then if you try to learn to code in C++, you're going to take months before you even start using it. Whereas C#, you can use it as you go. C++, it's a weird it's super, when you get into it, it seems easy unless you're trying to code a game with it. And then you run into issues that you normally don't run into with visual scripting. Like, you're trying to rotate a character 90 degrees. Well, yeah, it'll rotate the character 90 degrees. But then when you look up, the character will basically almost break their neck. So now you gotta go back in and figure out what's going on there. You figure out what's going on there. Then another problem happens where the character doesn't walk. Now, luckily, with Unreal Engine, which is what, is what I use, they have a built-in character model to where you don't have to do anything with it. Maybe you can tweak it to do something spectacular. I cannot say words today. But I'd much rather visual script than use C++.
All right, last question. Well, it's actually two parts. Is Biden too old to run the presidency in a second term? Go.
Yes.
Okay, that was quick.
The way I say that, it also makes me say Trump is too old.
Possibly. Well, that segues into the second part of the question is, to run for a president, you have to be 35 years old, okay?
Yeah.
Should there be a maximum age in which you can't run? What I mean by that is they say, well, you know what? If you turn 75 in your term, you can't run. If you are 75 or older, you can't run. What's your take on that?
I mean, yeah, like I would say, hell, maybe you're even a little bit too old to run for the presidency. But it's like, I think 65 is a good cutoff point. You have a
65.
You have a 30-year gap between running for president and not being able to.
See, I think 70 should be the magic number, because think about it, man. If somebody is, 66 years old, that would mean that they can't run for president because they would become 70 in office. So that would eliminate them. But I mean, Biden is just, the man is, he doesn't want to admit it, but he's becoming senile. He's becoming, I think he has, early stages of dementia. Possibly Alzheimer's. I don't know, but he's just saying and doing some things that are just, the whole Democrat Party's going, no, you didn't just say that. But anyway, first I want to apologize for not being able to keep my eyes open during this. Again, we're doing it in the morning. I'm not used to doing this in the morning. Next episode hopefully will be better. I'm going to try to edit out most of my eye blinks and eye closes and stuff, but who knows. But anyway, for now, this is Penguin Speaks, and this is my partner in crime,
Sigma,
and we are Totem Pole. I want to leave you with this. Be somebody important. Be yourself. Peace out.